Evening time, and Assalamu alaikum. This is the constitutional advocate Gulraiz King. Tonight is the 22nd of the February year 2025, and again, as per my daily routines, I was observing the factual disobedience regarding the public at large and the human beings, that where the human beings are observing the females issue in the Pakistan especially. Yes, we have to observe this question of fact as well as the law, as to understand the legal areas of observations. So since the year 2016, I'm raising a landmark judicial slogan that whether the females are becoming subjected to the heinous criminal activities in the Pakistan, or such females want to acknowledge the due credible hours of the reliance to the areas of thinking, critical examinations of the females' rights in the said major proportion of the Pakistan. So I was totally shunned out of my memory after observing that the females are being brutalized, and such females do not have the reliable resources, or if such females have the reliable resources, thereafter such females become subject to the vulnerable subjected questions of the legalities of the unresolved technical observations of the thinking critically, and a lot of the males. So we have to observe the second question here. So if a male who produce a series of the constructive, reproductive, over-reproductive growth rate of the females, thereafter which subjected question becomes a landmark judicial obligations in the public sector, that becomes overpopulated growth rate of the females at large in the Pakistan. So we are observing the overgrowth rate of the females production in the Pakistan. First, third point is that such females are short-tempered, and such females don't have the reliable anger management resolutions. Number fourth point, such females are suffering from anger management issues. Number fifth point, such females want to acknowledge the lust element through the amalgamation of the sexual observations through having the relationships. Number six point, such females want to have the and there is no question of the religious area here, but you have produced the females. You have to ask yourself under which credit hours you produce such females. So it is not the responsibility of the second person to have the liability of your females. Yes, you have to observe this fact in observations of the judicial informative services. Why, if you are not willing, thereafter no one is there to take the shelter of the responsibility of the said females in question. When it comes to understand number sixth point, we become very extravagant, or very you can deep into the laws oceans, that they have casted vulnerable groups of the females, and now such females, and the seventh point, do not want to be called vulnerable groups of the females. Yes, so why I always raise this question: have no resources of the economy, and having the penetration dissolution areas of having the prostitution area of thinking, they have casted the eighth point, they have casted vulnerable groups of the females. Such females are not proving the cost-effective reliance to the productivity in the Pakistan, especially double standard females. Ninth point. 10th point, homosexual addictive females. Number 11th point, having perpetual successions of the proprietary right through the sexual transportation offenses. Number 12 point, such females have the sexual manipulation items. Number 12 point, the targeted obstruction sexual intercourses with the vagabond criminals of the society. Number 13th point, the outstanding remaining areas of the sexual strokes offenses. Number 15th point, taking the religious peace or the secularism pleas while exploiting to the sexual urges. Number 17th point, that if such females have the outstanding remains to the sexual intercourses during the time span of the marriage, then a straight no to the such incremental forces of the reliance to the productive growth rate of the children. 16th point, having the intolerance behaviors of the subjected marriages into the proper alliance to the well-class working inside the houses. Number 17th point and 18th, daydreaming about the restorations of the reliable economical zones without working. Number 19th point, having the opinions of the imposters of their relatives. Number 20th point, thinking constructively regarding the optimal issues of the husband. 21st point, having the ex post facto marital affairs without having non-reconciled volumes of the observations to the critical thinking regarding the concurrent prerogative rights of the husband. In fact, the 22nd point, the vulnerable challenges of the psychiatric disorder or psychotropic disorders. 25th point, the collateral or collective targeted nutshell. That after observing these 24 points, what we drive? A prudent person always drive the benefit point regarding the evaluation of such females, that if such females have no reliable resolutions of the thinking regarding the constructive observations of the reliable religious marital observations, thereafter the secularism thoughts would not be proved cost effective to the females in subjected questions. And thereafter I observed that females become premarital rapes in Pakistan during the exposure of the educational means under section 236I of the Income Tax Ordinance 2001. Therefore, such females want to have the acknowledgement of the undue credible hours of the sexual exploitations to the males at large in the Pakistan, India, and the Middle East countries during the economical ascertainment of the male's husband. And during these things, such females have the extramarital affairs, and their males don't feel pity on the said females in questions. A lot of the males, they become subjected to the targeted manipulated items of the public outstanding remaining of the sexual exploited remaining areas of the said targeted thinking. So they have casted such vulnerable groups of the males and females in the Pakistan, the 90 to 80%, and I'm not raising any doubt. This is outstanding judicial obligation of mine, which I just restored to the public as a public litigant observant of the said transactions or transitional area of thinking constructively regarding the time span of this 2016 towards 2025 up till now. So they just critically optimize the others. They just hit the others. They don't consider themselves to be cost effective to their productivity growth rate for their economical zones, which is targeted to their daily routines. They don't consider that 90% individuals in the Pakistan never consider their daily routines to be exaggerated with the lifestyle of a prudent person. Thereby they are collapsed in the well-reformed or well-reformative areas of the performance of the thinking, of the critical optimizations of the areas of the economy. And we have observed such manipulated type of the individuals who are neither cost effective to the economy nor to the religious areas. Thereafter, the brutalized areas of the females laws, we observe non-working of such laws because of the humans imbalanced lifestyle. And secondly, they have ulterior thoughts as to exploit the females after having their lust accomplishment. And I'm totally surprised after observing such brutalized areas of thinking, critical examinations of the rights of the said females, because I have wrote such laws. And when I observe the confrontational statements of the beggars females in the Pakistan, I feel very pity regarding the lifestyle of the said females in question. But what should be done with them? Because they have addicted behavior. This is called the addicted behavior as well. So we are observing such challenges, and one should be very cautious regarding the growth or brought up of the said females in question in the said houses. This is not my duty, their own duty. Stay blessed.